Hello and welcome to another Chess.com podcast. I've had plenty of feedback on the audio, so hopefully that's been improved. I've also had feedback of a lot of people who watch these podcasts, and they also play a lot of rapid play on the Chess.com servers. So I thought I'd introduce you to the Grob Attack, which is simply G4. Now this is a great opening to play in your rapid games, in your bullet games, maybe not so much in your longer games, but it gives you very good dynamic chances, and it really does give you unbalanced positions. Today we're just going to look at the reply D5, which is known as the Grob accepted. It's accepted because black is going to attack straight away with his bishop this stranded pawn on G4. Later on we may look at other variations of this, where black doesn't try to grab the pawn straight away, and instead white develops with this kind of pawn structure on H3 and G4, and then the bishop on G2. But today we'll just look at the D5 accepted line. White plays bishop to G2, very natural move, and bishop takes G4. So the gambit's accepted. So how should white proceed here now, pawn down? Well, the move is C4. Straight away we're trying to exploit the fact that this pawn is only defended by the black queen. The bishop is misplaced on G4, and also surprisingly B7 becomes a very weak square in this opening. Now black should be careful here. He can't hold on to the extra pawn. In fact, he's going to lose his D pawn. If he plays a silly move such as D takes C4, then straight away bishop takes B7. We see that the rook is going to fall on A8. Knight D7 is black's best. Bishop takes A8. Queen takes A8, targeting the white rook on H1. F3. More as a manoeuvre to block the queen rather than attack the bishop on G4. And if the bishop came back to H5, simply queen to A4 is going to pick up this pawn very quickly, and as well as being a bishop for a pawn to a rook up, white is going to just be simply a rook to a bishop up. So the bishop has to stay where he is for now, while something like E5 is played, knight C3, and we see this strange position. Black's got an awful pawn structure. He's got 3 islands, doubled up pawns. White got 3 islands but no doubled up pawns, and he's also a rook for a bishop pawn up, although black's got the better development. Very unbalanced position, very hard to see where this is going. White's going to have trouble possibly castling. I suggested is on queen side. But let's look at some other alternatives here after C4 is played. So like we've said, black can't hold on to the extra pawn. He may try a move such as E6. The queen comes to B3, targeting the weak pawn on B7. C6 is played by black. C takes D5, C takes D5, and then simply queen to A4 would pick up the bishop. So after C takes D5, E takes D5 has to be played. Bishop takes B7, knight D7, and D4 is played by white here, so that white's got a good escape route for his queen. Now E6, although often looks like the natural move to play, I've actually found in practice that C6 is played a lot. Looking to recapture with the C pawn to keep a pawn centre for black. Well here, queen B7 again. queen c7, this time protecting the b7 pawn. C takes d5. If we have c takes d5, knight takes c3. Again, although white's a pawn down, he's now got 3 attackers on this pawn. There's no way it can be saved. Knight to f6 would be a bad move, because after knight takes d5, knight takes d5, bishop takes d5, we see that not only has white regained the pawn, but he's also going to pick up either the b or the c7 pawn. Knight takes c6, bishop takes f7, for example. In fact, knight to c6 rather than knight to f6 might be better for black, in which case simply knight takes d5 gives a more complicated position, and one that white should be ready to enjoy. He's got good chances in this opening. And a quick check in this position once again to see why black can't play c6. It's simply because e6, sorry. Simply because queen to a4 check forks the king and the misplaced bishop. So that's a very brief overlook of the Grob accepted, which is when this position is reached. White plays c4, and then no matter what black does, trying to defend or capture the c4 pawn is going to lead to complications where white comes out the better. Certainly the Grob accepted is bad for black. We'll look at some different variations of the Grob in coming podcasts. I hope you've enjoyed this. This is Michael Quigley on the Chess.com podcast.